Man, this thing has a lot more room than even I imagined. 6'1", 210 pounds. Let's see if I can do a full dunk. What's up guys, David Moss Jr. here, and I'm super stoked to bring to you finally the Ice Barrel 300. This is the brand new Ice Barrel 300. It is fully insulated, extremely durable, made right here in the United States of America out of recycled materials. I'm super excited to do a full review on it. In this video, we're gonna look at everything from the size to the width to how you can hook up a chiller and more. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So first and foremost, as most people have been asking me, how will you hook up your chiller? So before I fill this up with water and ice, we're gonna go ahead and start looking at this beautiful barrel. So you're gonna have both hookups on one side, which makes it super convenient. You do still have your spigot at the bottom, so if you do choose to use this for just ice blocks, or just an ice bath, you still can. Very easy to drain. All you have to do is open up the spigot, water will drain out anytime you need to change it. Makes it super easy, super convenient. However, if you are gonna convert this and use a chiller, it's very easy. This just uses 3/4 inch plugins. You're just gonna need to get a connector with a male tip so you can apply a hose. Ice Barrel is coming out with a chiller towards the end of this year. I don't have an exact date or any of the information on that yet. Hopefully I will soon. However, if you are gonna do a little DIY in the meantime, it's very easy to do so, and I will be doing that on a future video, so make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, because there's gonna be a lot of content dropping on this channel. It's very exciting. All right, so let's talk about the chiller hookup. The top here is where your water is gonna go back into the barrel. The bottom here is where your water is gonna come out. On the inside, I'll show you some video of that. On the inside, there is a pre-filter, which is great. It's gonna keep any large debris from making its way into the chiller, into the pump, into any of the DIY or the chiller stuff that you are going to use. All you're gonna do is just unscrew this spigot, and then you still have 2 3/4 inch inlets. So it's very easy to get an adapter so that you can go ahead and put a chiller on this. I am going to be doing that, but in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and try out the ice blocks, and I'm gonna take an ice bath in this thing today and try to time it and see how long in this beautiful hot Florida sun my ice blocks and my ice will stay cool. So the chiller hookup will be extremely easy to use, and I'm stoked that they already pre-made it in here. All right, next, one of the biggest concerns that people keep asking me is the size. Is it big enough for me, a 6'1", 210 pound guy, to get fully underwater? Well, we're gonna find that out in a second. But the second question is, can it fit through a doorway? If I have a balcony that I wanna bring this thing to, can I fit it into a doorway? I'll tell you, most standard doorways, entryways, have to be 31 inches or wider. This is only 30.5 inches tall with the lid off. So I already measured it. That's what the stats say, 30.5 inches. So yes, it should fit right through your front door or one of your main entryways if you tilt it up on its side. It is 35.5 inches wide. So there is a lot more play with the width. What I do like about this, and if you watched my live reveal when I unboxed this for the first time, you'll notice that when I got down into it, I was excited at how wide it is. So I typically get into my barrel 400, which is taller and a little bit more narrow, and I am a little bit more in that tight position because I do have wider shoulders. However, I do like that there's a little bit more room. It's a full foot taller, almost. It's 11.5 inches taller than this. So you do have a little bit more room going high, so you can kind of squat down in that position. And I am excited about the fact that I don't have to have a base and I don't have to have a step to get in. It is low enough where it's very easy to get in and easy to get out. That is one of the concerns that a lot of people who aren't very limber have when they buy an ice barrel is, hey, I didn't know I had to get on a step stool that can be a little bit wiggly and wobbly, especially if you have it in grass, and have to step up in there and have to kind of, you know, push myself out of it. It's a little bit more of a process to get in and out because it's taller. This being lower makes it a little bit easier to step in and step out when you're wanting to take your ice bath. Now, as far as weight goes, this is gonna weigh 66 pounds dry, and if you fill it all the way to the top, which it has a 77-gallon capacity, it's gonna weigh about 700 pounds. So if you are putting this up on a balcony or somewhere where there's not a ton of load-bearing trusses, you are gonna wanna make sure that you check with whoever you need to check with to make sure you put 700 pounds of solid weight plus you in one small area. It's gonna be okay. All right, now let's talk about the biggest upgrade, which is the insulation. This is fully insulated. The lid, the base, the sides, the entire thing is fully insulated with a polyurethane foam inside the entire thing. The lid is a beast. It is solid. The cool thing is, and my kids want me to test this out, you can get up on top of this thing, you can lay out, you can use it to stretch. This thing is solid. There's no give, no wiggle, fully insulated with polyurethane foam inside. I'm gonna set this lid off to the side here for a second so I can show this off. Now, there are a couple cool things that I will show you. I'm gonna pull the camera over here, but there is a little seat inside, and what I like about it, what I was worried about and what I was kind of nervous about is if there's a seat inside, that's going to limit my space, and I'm a taller guy, so am I actually going to be able to fully head dunk? Am I going to be able to get underwater with this thing? The answer is yes. The seat only comes up about 3 inches. It's not a massive difference, and there are some armrests built in, which are also extremely convenient for carrying this thing. Like I said, it's 66 pounds. It is a little bit heavy, but having the handles makes it very easy to carry, very easy to bring anytime you need to bring it somewhere. All right, one thing I'm gonna highly recommend is that you use one of these filters before you fill it up. It's just nice. You put nice clean water in your plunge. It's gonna help keep the slime and grime from building up. A lot of people say, man, the bottom of my barrel or my cold plunge is getting a little slimy. So you probably put just unfiltered water in there, and there's a lot of stuff that's gonna turn into slime and grime, and you're gonna have to use a lot of different chemicals. I choose to not use very many chemicals, so I'm gonna go ahead and fill this up using a nice filter. Hey guys, while this is filling up, I wanted to take a second to tell you about my friends over at Blokes, Modern Men's Health. Now, I want to tell you guys a quick story about me. When I first started cold plunging, it was because I was dealing with some stuff that I was afraid to talk to anybody about. I was dealing with massive brain fog, slight depression, anxiety. I felt like I was sluggish. I felt like I had no energy, no drive. I was going to the gym, but I wasn't seeing any gains. I wasn't feeling better. I wasn't even noticing any difference in any of my energy levels. Then I found Blokes. And what I love about Blokes is it's not like going to a doctor where you have to kind of schedule all these weird things. Blokes will actually send a phlebotomist out to your house. They'll do a full panel, full lab. They'll check everything, your nutrient deficiencies, your food sensitivities, your hormone levels. And their goal is to put you on a protocol to help you live optimally. And what I love about that is you can feel the difference. Let's face it, there's a rapid decline in men's testosterone levels, and it shows. The beer belly, the dad bod, the sluggishness, the laziness, it's just going crazy here in America. And we need help. So I would encourage you to check out blokes.co/MOS. Use discount code, promo code MOS, M-A-U-S. It's gonna save you 20% off, which is great. You don't even have to get on hormone replacement therapy. You don't have to get on any supplements. Just do your labs, do your panels, and just see what's going on the inside of your body. It might answer some questions that you've been asking yourself and you're afraid to ask others. The cool thing too, it's 100% confidential. No one even has to know. I'm gonna have the link down in the description below for blokes.co/MOS. Use discount code MAUS to save you 20% off your first order. Hey, we owe it to ourselves to live optimally. Now let's get back to the ice barrel. All right, first time getting in. Let's see what it's like with water. I'm gonna go ahead and be honest with you guys. The water is just under 70 degrees. This ice does feel nice. You can actually feel the cold coming off of the ice, which is cool. So first, feelings of being in here. It feels great. As you can see, once again, 6'1", the water is over my shoulders, which is perfect. Put my arms on the armrest, and as long as you have the water full, to the top, what's cool about getting in an ice barrel is like once you fill it up with water and you get in it for the first time, let the water overflow if you can, as long as it's not inside your house. And then when you get out, you can tell that's the fill line, that's the water line. Kind of take a note, maybe even take a permanent marker and draw where your water line needs to be for you if you're going to be the main one using it. That's what I do. So you know where to keep your water at so it doesn't always overflow. And it's different. When you sit down in something without water, obviously you sit differently. Like I'm kind of floating. My butt isn't like sitting down with all my force on the seat. So it's actually way more comfortable than you would imagine because we are a little buoyant. All right, so I'm gonna have to take my hat off because that's where I have my microphone, and I'm gonna show you guys a dunk as a 6'1", 210-pound man. I'm not super flexible. Most people probably aren't, and I could do a full dunk. That was pretty easy. I'm gonna experiment with a couple different ways too. So I saw my buddy Eric Hinman flip around. Oh yeah. So the seat is where my feet are now. That's the way to do it. If head dunking is like your thing, if you have to do it, then just turn around where the seat is where your feet are and you can get down a little bit lower, which is nice. I'm gonna try to do the whole knee thing too. That works. A couple different ways to do it, but it's definitely doable. And once again, an ice bath doesn't, you don't have to dunk your head. That's so, I don't want to say cliche, but you don't have to dunk your head to get the benefits of ice bath. It's like if your hand hurts, put your hand in ice. You know what I mean? You don't have to put your head under ice water for you to experience all the massive benefits. There are some cool benefits to it, but if it's truly a concern, If that's like your biggest concern, then get something bigger. You know what I mean? There's other options on the market, but you can also head dunk. Like, you don't have to be. Here's the thing. I think, and this is me kind of telling you my true feelings, like, I have friends that are a little bit bigger, and I think they're going to enjoy getting into this because it is very comfortable. It is wide. You can get in here as a wider human being, as a little bit bigger human being, and get the full benefits of an ice bath, getting your entire body underwater. Because remember, that's the whole point. It's not putting your face underwater. You can take a cold, washcloth and put it on your face, or just dunk your head in here by itself after you're done with your ice bath. Right? You ever think of that? So to anybody out there whose major concern is, oh man, I don't know if I could fully submerge, there's a million ways you can. So just stop talking yourself out of doing it and get yourself an ice barrel. On that note, I am going to tell you guys something. Ice Barrel did not sponsor this video, but they did send me this barrel for me to review. They did not give me any points. They did not tell me what to say. That's what I love about Ice Barrel, is they just send it to me and let me do my thing and let me be honest with you. I will tell you guys honestly, I was concerned about this. I thought it being a little bit smaller was going to be a problem. Holding less water was going to be a problem. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's actually not a problem. It's actually more of a benefit, because then you can actually fill the water up and drain the water a lot more often without racking up a water bill, because it is a lot less water every time you fill up. Because of the insulation, it's going to keep the smaller amount of water cooler longer. You don't have to use as much ice. I think they did a great job. Wyatt, you and the team over at Ice Barrel crushed it with this. I'm super stoked to have this. I'm super stoked to put some more content out here on this. I'm gonna go get some ice so that I can experience a real ice bath with this thing. I am gonna also post a video here in the near future with a chiller. I'm gonna add my own chiller until Ice Barrel has their own, and I can hopefully review that one day. But if you're interested in getting yourself an Ice Barrel, guys, the link will be down in the description below. Just visit icebarrel.com. Use discount code MAUS, M-A-U-S. It'll save you $150. We're going to do a quick stop at the gas station and pick up some ice. Let's do it. Ooh. Oh. So this is what $40 worth of ice looks like. I'm at about 40 degrees. Yep, 45 degrees right now. So the question is, will it stay that temperature? I just let a lot out, which is a bummer, but that kind of happens. Kind of happens when you're getting in and doing some plunges. The water, when you're using ice, is going to obviously overflow a little bit, but it feels great. There's tons of room in here. Oh, I can lay back with my arms on the armrests. Such a comfortable plunge. I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope I was able to answer most of the questions that you have. If there's a question I did not answer, please post that down in the comments below. If this video was helpful, hit that like button, ask any questions you want, subscribe to the channel. But don't worry, there'll be a lot more videos where this one came from, and I'll see you on the next video. Have a great day, guys, and God bless. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. Now, 2 things before you go. 1, have you noticed these towels I use? They say I like to get cold. I also have entry mats, hats, t-shirts, and tank tops. If you'd like to get yourself one, go ahead and check those down below in the shop. But it's pretty cool to see that people are actually wearing them. And tag me in that if you do end up wearing one of these towels or one of those shirts at DMossJr on Instagram. And the second thing is, if you like this video, if it was helpful, but you're questioning, should I get the 400? Should I get the 300? And you don't really know the key differences, I have a video where I go over the differences between the 300 and 400, and it's right here. Go ahead and check that video out next, and I'll see you on the next one.